What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. My name is Kellam. Welcome to the show. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. We're having some technical issues this morning. No matter what I do, I cannot get the screen. The screen share is not working on my OBS, so I'm going to just come to you today with the message. Bitcoin pumping overnight. It went directly from that point that I've been talking about for about 2 or 3 weeks. When we break that $40,000 mark, when we break that $40,000 mark, I was talking about, hey, man, we're very likely going to transport rather quickly up into that $42,000 mark, and that's exactly what we did. In fact, once we broke it and found support, it took us roughly... took us roughly 6 hours, and we just moved right up into that $42,000 region. Now, does this mean that the run is over and it can't continue? Well, as you can see, the exuberance in the market right now is coming in. We're on the front page of we are not Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is on the front page of Bloomberg, this price action. This is one of those things that brings in those hype cycle buyers. Now, I don't think they're going to be coming in on this round of positive press around Bitcoin and this price action, but it's starting to plant those seeds. It's starting to get it's starting to stoke that excitement with all these people that have been sitting on the sidelines. So you have to ask yourself, what is your strategy? I did a very brief short that I took from yesterday's stream, and we talked about it yesterday. Sunday crypto pump. Is it a bull trap? Is it a bear trap? In fact, I think we are in the middle of some very strong price action, and that does not mean that price cannot come back down. Now, the levels we're looking for right now is if we lose the area that we're at 41,661, and I'm sorry that I don't have the charts up this morning. There's an issue. As you can see right here, I cannot get the charts on the screen. I think there must have been an update or something to, let me just make sure. I'm going to do it again. Yeah, see, I just selected the screen. It's not showing. So I'm going to have to talk you through it. I will be doing some TA and talking about charts. I'll show some charts on the Discover Crypto show. But the levels that we want to watch, if we lose the area that we're at now, which essentially is if we break down on Bitcoin below 41, let's call it 41.4 down. Yeah, 41.4. Then I do think that we're going to come back down and test closer to that $40,800 mark. If we lose $40,800, then we can look we look to the left and see areas in which there's been some highs along the way. Now, that's a much too small chart that I'm looking at there. So okay. So yeah, we're watching for, if we do break down, there's a diagonal trend line. It goes all the way from the dates. When we initially pushed up all the way back, excuse me, October 23rd. And we have a, rejection there. We have another rejection formed at October 25th. We rejected again November 1st. We had a lot of price interactivity November 10th. And November 15th, this forms this trend line that I'm talking about. You can see it on your chart. And that's around the $40,700, $40,800 mark. If we lose that level, then we may be coming a little bit lower down to 39.3. So let's be very patient on this, because we also saw, not only did we see Bitcoin pump and it transported so quickly, we saw altcoins initially see some positive price action and then dump. Now, why is that? Everybody's like, well, why are the altcoins dumping? And we talk about this throughout the last year on this stream. This is called capital rotation. I even talked about it a bit in that short that was essentially framed around, how do you win in this market? Smart money knows how to rotate their capital so their capital works for them. You do not want to. Let me say this again. Smart money knows how to rotate their capital so their capital works for them in the most productive way. If you don't do that, you are literally donating your money to somebody else that has a better strategy so that they can buy another boat, so that they can go on vacation. Meanwhile, you say, man, I always lose in the market. If you always lose in the market, then you need to look at the strategy that you're using, or the lack of strategy that you're using. Now, when we're talking about what's going on with the price action, Bitcoin is setting up for such an explosive bull run. It doesn't mean everything's going to run with it at the same time. Bitcoin may run and then slow down, and some of that capital rotates into alts, and then alts run. And it goes back and forth. Like when you watch a horse race and you see one horse pulling ahead and it uses a little too much energy, and then it gets a little exhausted, and then another horse runs ahead. This is what happens in these markets. Now, you can be a long-term holder, and that's actually a smart thing, but you have to understand there's a difference between trading and long-term holding. And that's why in most cases, there's a difference between long-term holding and there's a difference between trading. But in most cases, it pays to utilize a little bit of both. Having a smaller, select allocated portion of your long-term portfolio that you do trade, and you stack those profits, rotate that capital into your long-term hold portfolio. And then you can wait to identify market cycle tops and market cycle bottoms. So you could take a percentage of that long-term holder portfolio and rotate it into dry powder. So when the market goes down, then you can layer back in when you get all those signals from on-chain data, from selling pressure, the lack of short-term holders being exhausted, you have a dominance in only long-term holders, and those signals, the reserve risk, the MVRV. There's so many different signals you can use in conjunction with each other to identify these market cycle tops and market cycle bottoms. We are in the middle of a strong bullish impulse setting up for the halving. So you don't want to trade your entire portfolio on leverage and get chopped out throughout this market movements with your emotions and lack of strategy. So why is altcoins pulling back? Well, we're seeing all these circumstances right now setting up for Bitcoin to have explosive move to the upside with a new inflow of capital from institutions, from retail, from those that are in the market already, preparing for that retail influx of cash from the Bitcoin spot ETFs and the interest in the news media and all this stuff. So when things start pushing up and alts, you see pulling back, that's some people rotating capital out of those altcoin for more risky plays and saying, let's take some of the profits on these altcoins, because some altcoins have run, a couple 100%, some in the thousands, some in the 30, 40, 50%. And they rotate that capital into Bitcoin, preparing to ride that wave. And then once that wave is ridden a little bit, they rotate the capital out of that back into the altcoins. So that's what we want to be aware of right now. And if you have a play, there's no right strategy. There's just what works for you and what works for your goals. What is your goal? You have to ask yourself. If you want to make it in this market, you have to ask yourself, what is your goal with each different section of your portfolio, with your long-term portfolio, with your trading portfolio, etc. You have to know what your goal is for your capital. Otherwise, you become subject to the emotions of just a little bit of choppiness that you trade out of, and all that choppiness was meant to do was to get you to hit that sell button so that you could be liquidity for somebody else to buy to push it higher. Or they push the price higher and they trick you into thinking it's about to run, so you throw your money in, which is fine if you're going to be a holder, or you have a stop loss, only to then reverse the pricing and bring it back down. You don't want to be entry or exit liquidity for somebody else. You want to be somebody that dominates this market for what's best for your own goals, best for your own strategy. So know what your goals are, know what your strategy is that you're implementing along the way so that you don't get eaten alive in this market. So what I want to say now is, golly, I want to show you guys the charts, and I just wish these charts were, I don't know why. Sorry. I don't know why the charts are not working today, but the computer that I'm using for the Discover Crypto show, everything's logged in, so that should work fine. Not sure why it's not working on OBS, but I do want to announce we do have a new partner exchange, and we have two exchange partners right now, but FAIRDESK is one that we are getting all set up, but now we've got another exchange partner, Blofin, and I'm going to be sharing my trades. I'm going to be breaking down some afternoon trading sessions and on the weekend as well, showing you some of the moves that I'm making and some wrong moves and how you can make sure that you set yourself up to exit a trade if you enter a wrong move, or how you protect yourself with stop losses, and how you make sure that if you are using any leverage that you use isolated instead of cross. We're going to be breaking all this down, so it's not just TA on this channel. We're going to be breaking down these trades. So if you want to get involved on the exchanges that we're going to be trading on, both the links are down below in the description. And I cannot wait to do this with y'all. We're going to be doing some of them on this public BitLab here as well, BitLab stream, but we're going to be doing a lot more of them for the BitLab members, whether it's on YouTube or the BitLab Academy membership. So make sure you join, become a member. The link is directly below in the description near the top. Join us in here. I want to see everybody. Roll call right now. I want to see everybody dropping your favorite emojis. I want to see that boom emoji, brand new emoji in there. And I want everybody just to remember, why are you doing this? What are you grateful for? What are your goals? That's what you have to ask yourself. You have to ask yourself in this market, what are my goals? What am I grateful for? How can I make my capital, my energy spent in these charts, have a meaningful impact in my life so that I can have a meaningful impact in other people's lives around me? That's what we need to ask ourselves. That's how we succeed. If we stop saying, what's in it for me? We say, how can I do better so I can give more? That's what this is about. Everybody, I love you all. I appreciate you. I'm sorry that the screen's not working. I'm gonna cut this stream short today because I want to get the OBS working, because I was planning to go live this afternoon as well. So big love to each and every one of you. Again, sorry that the screen share, I don't know what's going on. I think I need to update OBS. But I love you all. I appreciate you. I'll see you on Discover Crypto. That's where we're going to be breaking down the charts. I got it all lined up. I got some really good charts you got to see. So make sure you tune in to Discover Crypto at 10:30. I will be on there with DZ. I love each and every one of you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm going to get this damn OBS working so we can share some charts, and we will go live this afternoon if we can get that working. I love you all. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell. And again, sorry for the charts not working. Don't get chopped out of this market. Ask yourself, what's my goal? What's my strategy so that I can build my portfolio into the future? That's all I got, everybody. Adios. I wish it was working so I could share those charts. I'm sorry, but it's not. Love you guys. Adios, everybody.